Se souvenir de versus se rappeler in French with FrenchSpanishOnline.com. We're going to see the difference in these two verbs. Actually, they have the same meaning, to remember, but the structure, the construction is different. First, se souvenir de, when it is followed with a noun or a pronoun. This is a prepositional verb, so we say je me souviens de toi with the preposition de, or je me souviens des vacances. Of course, you need to agree this little word de with the following words. Vacances is plural, so we say des vacances. Let's take some example about a negative form. We say je ne me souviens pas de son prénom. I don't remember his first name. Je ne me souviens pas, again with the preposition de. Here. A question. Te souviens-tu de son prénom? Again, the preposition de here to build this verb se souvenir de. Let's take some more examples. Je me souviens de ta voiture. So here the meaning is I remember your car. If you want to use now a pronoun to replace ta voiture here, we are going to use en. Je m'en souviens. So why this pronoun? Well, there is a lesson about it, if you remember, the difference between en and the letter y. We use the pronoun en when we have a verb, a prepositional verb, using the preposition de. In this case, when we read the pronoun is en. So, je m'en souviens, to say, I remember it. Je me souviens de ta voiture, je m'en souviens. Ce dont je me souviens, c'est. So here the point is the word dont. Dont is the contraction of de quoi in a sentence. So not a question, in a sentence. So here, why? Because actually, again, with this prepositional verb with de, we need de quoi, and de quoi becomes dont. This is the contraction of these two words. Ce dont je me souviens, c'est. And of course, we want to say what I remember is. Remember, in English, is not a prepositional verb. C'est tout ce dont tu te souviens? So here, it's a question, but actually, dont is not part of the question. It's just into the sentence. So that's why we can use it here to be the contraction of de quoi again. And the meaning is, that's only what you can remember. C'est tout ce dont tu te souviens. So with the verb souvenir, se souvenir de, we need dont. Let's take some more examples. Souviens-toi de ta promesse. So again, the preposition dont. If you want to say to remember your promise, so if you want to use now a pronoun to replace ta promesse, your promise, here we are going to say souviens-t'en. Again, here we need the pronoun en, because it's a preposition de. Souviens-t'en. Remember it. De quoi vous souvenez-vous? So this time it's a question, and here it is part of the question. So that's why we're not going to use dont, but quoi. De quoi vous souvenez-vous? And here the preposition of the verb se souvenir is just at the beginning, is here de. To say, what do you remember? Okay? So now let's see the second verb, se rappeler, with exactly the same sentences to be able to compare between the two verbs, so following with a noun or a pronoun. So, je me rappelle les vacances. So this time, as you can see, because it's not a prepositional verb, so je me rappelle les vacances, to say exactly the same thing as before. And if you want to replace les vacances with a pronoun, it will be les this time, the proper pronoun. Je me les rappelle. Tu te rappelles sa voiture? Again, here as you can see there is no preposition. Tu te rappelles sa voiture? And do you remember his car? Oui, je me la rappelle. Here we use the pronoun la because voiture in French is a feminine word. Je me la rappelle. Ce que je me rappelle, c'est, so again here you can see the difference. We don't need as before, non? Ce dont, je me souviens, but here it is ce que, because it's not a prepositional verb, to translate exactly the same thing as before. What I remember is, etc. Okay? More examples. C'est tout ce que tu te rappelles. So you remember the previous example with se souvenir. C'est tout ce dont tu te souviens. So here we have c'est tout ce que tu te rappelles. That's only what you can remember. So actually the verb se rappeler is easier. Rappelle-toi ta promesse. Remember your promise. Qu'est-ce que vous vous rappelez? What do you remember? So here we have actually normal sentences, not very difficult because there is not a prepositional verb. So in these examples you can use either one or the other actually because they've got the same meaning. Now we're going to see se souvenir de or se rappeler followed with a verb, the infinitive form of a verb. Je me souviens de l'avoir fait. Je me souviens de l'avoir fait. With the verb se rappeler, we will have je me rappelle l'avoir fait, no preposition, and the meaning is I remember doing it. But because it's a past, actually we use the past tense here. As you can see, we have the auxiliary verb followed with the past participle. Je me souviens de l'avoir fait, je me rappelle l'avoir fait. Elle se souvient de m'avoir vu. So again, because the verb se souvenir needs the preposition de. The same sentence with the verb se rappeler. Elle se rappelle m'avoir vu. And the meaning is she remembers seeing me. She remembers seeing me. Now we are going to see an exception when we can actually have the verb se rappeler followed with the preposition de. The thing is that the meaning of this verb, se rappeler, is different. It's not to remember here. The meaning of this verb now is to not forget. So actually the same verb may have different meanings. But here, because the meaning is not the same, actually the structure is different too. So for example, if you want to say rappelle-toi de passer me voir, with the meaning of don't forget to visit me, so here the meaning is don't forget, rappelle-toi de passer me voir. In this case, we accept the preposition de, even if it's the verb se rappeler. Rappelle-toi de passer me voir. Don't forget to visit me. Another example, rappelle-toi de composter ton ticket. Again, here, rappelle-toi means don't forget. Don't forget to punch your ticket. So here, the preposition de here is needed. And this is an exception. Another point we are going to see on the website, FrenchSpanishOnline.com, about these two verbs is that a lot of French people make the error to use the preposition de even after the verb se rappeler. So if you Google, for example, the expression se rappeler de, you are going to see a lot of links with this error because actually the proper way to say it is se rappeler with no preposition. I hope now you can understand how to use these two verbs. Of course, you will find an exercise, a quiz on the website. And if you want to read the script again, you can go to FrenchSpanishOnline.com. It's free as usual. Thank you very much for watching these slides with me. C'est fini. See you next time. Au revoir.